In the guts of patients with inflammatory bowel disease, IBD, adenosine triphosphate, ATP, produced outside of cells leads to intestinal inflammation. In mouse models of IBD, the probiotic performed as well as or better than standard therapies for IBD. The approach could work to mitigate inflammation not only in the gut, but also in other parts of the body, such as the central nervous system. The idea alone deserves 10 points just for that. In IBD, a vicious back and forth between host immune cells and gut flora ramp up inflammation. Patients with IBD carry an abundance of microbial species that produce excessive ATP, which promotes inflammation. Meanwhile, host immune cells that drive inflammation also secrete ATP, further exacerbating the situation. Scientists engineered the yeast that produce beer and bread to seek out and neutralize inflammation in the guts of mice modeling inflammatory bowel disease. When we talk about inflammatory bowel disease or any autoimmune disease, we tend to think that the whole organ is on fire, Quintana said, but there are also many areas of the gut that are relatively okay. Treating IBD in a systemic manner is like covering an entire body part such as the arm. By engineering yeast robots that sense and neutralize inflammation, Quintana and his team developed a new kind of therapy that acts only on the inflamed areas. The researchers engineered Saccharomyces cerevisiae, the same yeast species that facilitates bread and beer making, to detect ATP with a human receptor. They linked the activation of this receptor to the secretion of an enzyme, opurase, that degrades ATP. The result is a yeast probiotic that senses a pro-inflammatory molecule, extracellular ATP, EATP, and generates a proportional and self-regulated response to neutralize it, Quintana and his colleagues reported in Nature Medicine. In mouse models of IBD, the yeast probiotic suppressed intestinal inflammation and reduced intestinal fibrosis to a similar or better extent than standard therapies, which often associate with adverse events. Please support my channel to grow by pressing subscribe button and the bell icon. We will notify you technological news. Thank you.